Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. This is going to be an event recap. I hosted my second ever event on Saturday, the 17th of May. So we're just over a week out from when you're listening to this, and I just had the best time. And if you unfortunately couldn't come along, if you're not in the UK or you're wanting to come to the next one and just hear what happened in this, then this episode is going to be a lovely little overview of the day, how it went. I did this last time when I did my first one in October, and that was just really cool to listen back to for me. I use this podcast as a little journal. I've done it through my healing journey. I've spoken about starting my business, growing my business, so many different things over the years. And if you are interested in running your own events or you're interested in coming along next time, like I said, then this might be a good one for you. So this second one, it was at the exact same place. I rented out the space at the Mill in Manchester. Really recommend that if you teach yoga classes or host events in the city centre. It's just a really lovely space, very great energy in there, which I love, and very convenient for everyone coming into the city, very close to public transport and everything, which is always good. And the event timetable and everything ran pretty much the same because I found that it worked really well. I hosted lunch there. We had a gluten and dairy-free buffet, and I always love the fact that I get leftovers and just had the delicious fresh food for the days afterwards. So that was a bonus point for me. And I'm such a foodie, I always want to make sure that the food is good. And then the other feedback that I got was that the goodie bags were amazing as well, which I kind of knew, but I just collect things over the months and I reach out to some of my favorite brands and I just stockpile everything in my garage. And then when it comes around to actually putting the goodie bags together, which I had my mum help me with a few days before the event, I realized how many cool things that I had. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot I've got a box full of these amazing snack bars or this amazing new supplement." So I just want to thank some of the brands who gifted products for the event. So we had support from Health, which is one of my favorite supplement and product websites here in the UK. We had goodie bags and drinks from the brand First with an F. We had gorgeous low sugar, low carb snack bars. Some of my favorite ones from Fat Bars. They had a ton of different options. So I just selected whoever, whichever bar in whichever bag. So if you were there and you received one, just know that they have a whole range of snack bars that you might enjoy. One of my clients, actually, Nika, who flew in from Slovenia, again for the second time for the event, she messaged me the week before just saying her boyfriend really loves the fat bars and is there any way that I could order some or let her know how to access them. So I ordered her like I think it's about £40 worth of snack bars, which is totally something that I would do as well. And that is with trade discount prices. So it should have been probably closer to 100. And they probably would have lasted about a week. So if you're still working through them, Nika and Sandy, then good on you. You have more self-control than I do. Then we had little mini toothpaste samples from one of my favorite brands, Gutology, for clean, non-toxic toothpaste. That is one of the main ingredients in there is hydroxyapatite, and it's replacing fluoride, which can be not so helpful to our health, thyroid function, and it can help create really strong mineral-rich teeth. And very exciting news, I'm actually going to be going to the Gutology podcast studios in a few weeks' time and doing an in-person podcast, which is the first time I've ever done that and been invited there. And I'm going to be talking, I think, all about the subconscious mind and the energy body, energetics when it comes to health issues. So obviously I'll be sharing that when it happens, but that was a cool manifestation on my vision board, which I can see right here next to me. That is a picture of a podcast in-person setup. And I just have it on there. I just forgot about it, and they actually messaged me, inviting me when I requested some of these samples. They're like, oh yeah, do you want to come along to record a podcast? So it's a bit of a drive away, but I'm willing to yeah, put myself out there and spread the word about holistic health and healing. So that'll be a cool experience. Then we had London Nootropics send some coffee sachets. The coffee is one of my top three favorite brands. They have blends of reishi mushroom in there, ashwagandha, L-theanine, lion's mane mushroom. My favorite one of the options is the flow. I have that pretty much every day, and that has L-theanine and ashwagandha in. So it's giving you real proper coffee, organic, high quality, but with some extra ingredients in there that give you the energy boost, but without all of the jitteriness and acidity and all of that that we want to avoid with coffee, all of the mycotoxins and pesticides that coffee is so prone to developing. My favorite and most used supplement dispensary websites, Natural Dispensary and Amrita, they sent across a few different products each. So from Amrita, we got some electrolyte sachets, some acupressure ear seeds, which were really cool. I had to explain in the event how to use them and what they do, because yeah, it might be a brand new thing to some people, but my acupuncturist uses ear seeds on me, and I always have the best sleep, and I feel so calm and grounded, and my HRV recovery scores are just through the roof the next day. So they had a box of those to use, and then some drinks as well. And then Natural Dispensary sent a few things, some Weleda skincare samples, some collagen drinks that have hyaluronic acid and really nice antioxidants for the skin. And then the last few things, we had BioCare send across some brochures on things like stress, nervous system, and female hormones, which is very up my street. And then they sent across a few products, but not enough to give everyone. So I did a little giveaway at the start. And wherever someone sat, I put 3 stickers underneath the chairs and then just have them randomly sit down. And then we saw who won the full-size supplement products. And then last thing was from Rhythm 108. I did a collaboration with them at Christmas time. I love their products. They have gorgeous cookies and chocolate bars. And at Christmas, they had these chocolate truffles. I did a giveaway with them on my Instagram page. And they have these bars. It was my first time trying them, but it's like a praline chocolate bar. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, and are so good. So there was one of them in the goodie bag as well. So I always say my quality and my choices are really important to me. So whenever someone says this is the best goodie bag that I've had, yeah, you shouldn't expect anything less from me. I really do go the extra mile to make it amazing. So there were the goodie bags, and I had my lovely assistant Emma come in person, and it's the first time we have actually ever met in person. We've been working together for a while now. Maybe I think absolutely a year, but maybe closer to 2 years. I'll have to double check that because we worked online. She well, I posted stories when I was looking for someone to help me with social media, and she messaged back, and we were laughing because I thought it was a fake profile at first. I was like, who is this? They've got no proper profile picture or anything. The account was private, and they just slid into my DMs. But she actually said she was going to message me that day because she'd been following me. She'd taken my mineral balancing course and she'd been referred by a friend to me, but she was going to message me asking if I was doing any meetups or knew of anyone in the area who was looking to make friends. She was living in the Peak District at the time. I was in Manchester, so we weren't too far, but then she actually went living abroad for a while, and she's gone again now, but she just came back for some time in the UK for the past few months, and it conveniently landed at the same time as the event. So yeah, we got to meet in person. She traveled into Manchester. I went to pick her up, and then she stayed at mine on the Friday night before the event. We just had some food, and she helped put the leaflets. I thought this was a really nice touch for the event, a timetable of the day, and then her genius tech skills meant that we could put a QR code on there, and I created a 15-minute morning meditation because the theme of the event was stepping into your highest and healthiest self. And we talked all about the intuition, rewiring your brain, the power of meditation and presence. So we had a QR code created, and yeah, the guests got an exclusive meditation that they could continue with, and then a little fact sheet about the subconscious mind. So cute. I'm glad I got one of these to keep for myself. I just want to take a quick pause to ask you a really important question. Where do you want your health to be in 6 months' time? More energized, feeling comfortable in your skin and body again, excited for life because you're finally starting to see improvements with your health, or frustrated and depressed because you're still struggling with symptoms, which are taking over your life and stopping you from living life to the full. If you want the first option, you're going to have to do something different. After all, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over again and expecting a different result. If you're DIYing your health, meaning trying to heal yourself through researching, trial and error, wasting a lot of money and time in the process, then you could be sabotaging your results. Would you try and fix your car if it broke and you didn't know what was wrong with it? No. So why are you trying to do it all alone when it comes to the most important thing that we have in our life, our health? Trust me, actually asking for help and investing in yourself saves you time, money, and a lot of stress in the long run. I know you're probably not getting any answers or support from your doctor. I've been there too. That's why I created my 6-month signature hormone reset package. This one-to-one coaching package offers the highest level of support and transformation as we'd be closely working together to identify and address the underlying root causes of your health issues. Even if you're already eating healthy and taking supplements, there's so much more to healing, so don't feel like you've tried it all. Let me help you figure out what's causing your stubborn symptoms and support your body in healing naturally, which, in case no one has ever told you, is completely possible. Check out my website, which is linked in the episode show notes for more information, and the links to apply or book an enrollment call are there if you want to chat further. If you've been looking for a sign, this is it. And what else do I want to cover? So this is the second time I've done an event, and it's never something that I do for the money. You actually don't earn a massive amount of profit from doing events like this because there's so many outgoings. There are charges for the hiring of the studio, the food costs a lot, and it's just a lot of effort and energy, in all honesty. But I'm so glad that I did it again. And the last one was 6 months ago. I don't think I'm going to have time to do another one in 2025, so this is going to be the only one for this year, but there will most likely be one in 2026. So don't wait around. If you hear me talking about tickets and everything, you will want to jump on them pretty quickly. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be in 2026, but I would love to do more. I just love the community aspect because my work is completely online. I've been doing online for the past 8 years now, working with clients, and it's just a nice way to bring people together, people from the local community, because a lot of wellnessy things in the UK are in London. So just bringing something into Manchester, having the opportunity to meet clients in person. I've had clients travel again from different countries, from London area, and it was so nice to meet them in person. One of them actually bought me a little gift. And yeah, it's a little plaque that I've got on my desk now. So love that. And just having them meet other people who might be going through similar things to they have. And I just wanted to make it a really positive, inspiring community. And we had a few repeat guests, a few who came last time, were back again. And I want to give you a rundown of the day. I'm not going to cover everything that we shared because it was a full day event. It was a 10:30 till 4:30 schedule. So they arrived around 10:30-ish, and just had time to grab a drink. I had a little drink station set up and they could check out the goodie bags and just connect with each other. And then I ran a heart opening, or I led a heart opening meditation to start the day. And everyone really loved that. And I just love love to hold that space for people because some people are brand new to meditation, and especially the heart opening work has been something that's really made a massive difference for me over the past year or so. I shared with the people who came that I felt like my heart space was so closed off growing up, and even through my chronic health issues. I was so disconnected. I was so afraid of showing vulnerability. I was so afraid of showing my emotions, and I just closed everything off. And we know that when we don't suppress, when we don't release our emotions and we are closed off, that can contribute to disease in the body. So that was part of my chronic health struggle picture. So the heart opening meditation was really cool. And then we did an icebreaker. I like to just give people a chance to connect and speak to people. So it's always a fun little start to the day. And then we had Pilates, probably one of my favorite exercises. I'd say Pilates, strength training, and walking. That combination is perfect for me. And I find that a lot of people do really well with Pilates because it's helping to build up your strength and your core, but it's also focusing on the breath, and it's not something that you would get super sweaty and exhausted through. I mean, you can take it as hard as you want, but Katie, my friend, her profile online is Core by Kate. She came to teach a class, and I was laughing because people were saying, "Oh, that was so good," but I didn't actually get a chance to see it because I was in the kitchen peeling boiled eggs at that point, and it took longer than expected. And then straight after that was lunch, and the caterers came in. The food was so lovely, so fresh. So that's always a a relaxation point for me when the caterers turn up and I know that the food is okay. That's really important. Everything was seed oil free as well. I really stressed that to the caterers, but thankfully it's the second time I've used them, so they kind of know my standards for now. And then in the afternoon, I led two workshops with a little break in between. So we first spoke about the power of presence and just being in the moment, because one of my biggest regrets from my health journey and those 5 years where it was really bad, it was another few years on the other side of that, but 5 years, 20 to 25, was really, really bad with my health. And I just wished that time away. I was constantly looking to the future. I was not enjoying or grateful for anything that I had in that moment. And I obviously did heal in the end, but now I look back, that was 5 years of my life that wasn't wasted because I did learn so much and I started studying and there was a lot going on. There was a lot of change going on, but just mentally, those were also the last few years that I was living with my parents and we were spending a lot of time together. And I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible and just be able to be more independent and live my life. But on reflection, there was so much that I could have been grateful for and appreciated more, and probably sped up my healing journey just by being more grounded and calm and okay with where I was at, not fully settling. You can still want to change and want more for yourself, but it was just causing more stress and more pressure and more anxiety because I was putting these timelines and expectations on myself, and it was just, yeah, stressing my nervous system even more. So the power of high frequency emotions and feelings and thoughts of gratitude, love, and inner peace can support your healing journey. And when we work to quiet the mind, when we focus on being right here in the present moment, not the familiar past, not the predictable future. When we practice tools like meditation to become and understand that we are the observer of our thoughts. We're not the thoughts themselves. There's so many voices that we have in our head, from our inner critic, our inner child, our parents, something from movies. We have a lot going on in our heads. A lot of the same thoughts are just on repeat every single day too. But when we become more conscious, we can recognize when something is a limitation, when something is coming from scarcity, when something is rooted in a limiting belief, not actually truth. So becoming aware of the thoughts means that we can then choose to respond rather than react, and we can we can not interact with the thought. We don't have to believe every thought that we think. Not all thoughts are rooted in truth. There can be a lot of things that just, yeah, are things we've picked up and we've taken it on as truth, but when we actually look deeper, it's not at all. Just these limitations that can really control the way that we show up and therefore our reality. And then the second workshop in the afternoon was a journaling session. So I asked them some really powerful questions just to figure out what is going on a subconscious level and what they need to do, what they need to shift in their life to become an energetic match on the same frequency, the same vibration as the highest, healthiest self. So we, yeah, really went deep with that. I was asking for any subconscious benefits of staying where they are. There's always something, and it might seem like a weird question at first, but if you are manifesting your dream health or your dream relationship, it could be that you just feel really comfortable where you're at. This is this current reality that you're in is your comfort zone. And even if it's a situation that you don't fully love, you actually hate where you're at, it's still the familiar and it's still the known. I did a recent podcast episode about this if you want to look back. And then we used that information um, within the breath work, because the breath work was how we finished the day with Jasmine St. Clair from Finding Balance with Jasmine. She does things online, breathwork circles, and she also teaches in London. So if you're in the area, definitely check her out. She was at the last event too, and it's one of my favorite parts of the day, just being able to witness her in her craft and in her expertise, causing these profound shifts in people's bodies was really cool to watch. And I used to think that I hated breath work until I started doing breath work really with a educated teacher and just knowing that it's not meant to be the most comfortable experience. It can push your edges a little bit, it can make you feel a little bit stimulated, but that's actually part of the magic of it. And you can take it at your own pace, but no, it's actually one of my favorite tools, and I recommend everyone tries breath work. If you're inside my one-to-one coaching program, you'll get access to the accompanying course, and there's dozens and dozens of masterclasses and so many videos, over 30 hours of content in there, but there is actually a breathwork session with Jasmine there. So if you are a current client or you want to work with me, you can get access to that and at least try breathwork in the comfort of your own home. And I also shared with the group some of my favorite tools for helping to rewire the brain. A lot of people were there for health reasons and working on physical healing, but they could also be used for career success, financial gain, relationships, dream life. You can use these tools such as EFT, hypnosis, meditation, scripting. I covered some of my favorite tools and practices in the session as well. So that was an overview. We finished around 4:30. It was a gorgeous sunny day in Manchester. Me and Heather just cleared up a little bit after, and I was nowhere near as drained as I was at the last one. If you remember, I was just a shell of myself at the end of the day last time. I think it's just because it was my first event and I went way overboard with a lot of things that I didn't need. I took in all of my infrared sauna and I took my dog. I baked a cake and we just did loads of things, which I don't regret, but it was not planned out as well as I did this time. This time was so much more enjoyable and relaxed, and I actually had a really good time the whole day and was able to just soak up the feelings, and I just kept going off on my own and just feeling so grateful. And thank you to everyone who was there. Thank you again to Heather, who was supportive on the day, was my content queen. Thank you to Katie and Jasmine and all of the brands who sponsored with some gorgeous products. And I would love to see you at the next event, whenever that's going to be. Or if in the meantime you want to work together one-to-one, then my group program is going to be opening later in the year, and my one-to-one is actually going through a little rebrand at the moment. So maybe next week you're going to learn more about that. But we will still be doing 6 months of one-to-one coaching, this really holistic approach, more than just food. We're looking at the physical body and the emotional body. I think that is the secret sauce for true transformation. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you back here next week for the next one.